But we backpedal. Moonwalk. We moonwalk. We in America or in the Western society think we have the whole lock, we have the whole Christian thing locked up. Beloved, if they cannot preach it in the Sudan, are you listening to me? We're talking about compromise. In the church, I'm not talking about out there. Now, we have our favorite TV preachers that we like to listen to. Now, how do I judge it? How do I grade it? If it's a message that you cannot bring to the Sudan, if you can't bring that message to the shanty towns of South Africa, if you can't bring that message to the shanty towns of Brazil, if you can't bring it to Somalia, if you can't bring it to East Timor, if you can't bring it to Iran, if you can't bring it to Iran, if you can't bring it to China, then it is not the gospel of Jesus Christ. Jesus said that we will suffer persecution for his name's sake. We got brothers and sisters in the faith in China actually dying for the faith. That place, Nineveh, that Jonah preached to, guess what? That's still a Christian place. It's in Iraq. What do you think our brothers and sisters are going through over there? But yeah, we think we got this whole thing on Christianity, this westernized Christianity locked up. But we're compromising. We're compromising. Compromise has replaced compassion over here in Western society. We think just because, if I tell my brother was wrong, even though he might think he's right, but I know he's wrong. If I tell him he's wrong, and I hurt his feelings, he's going to leave the church and he's not going to come back. He's going to go back and do what he was doing. Well, guess what? He may not be the part of you in the first place.
That's right.
Have you ever thought about that? He might not be your brother like you thought he was. Jehoshaphat was in the same boat. He allied with Ahab, king of Israel, Judah, Israel. Nationality, by blood, both of them are Hebrews. Now, in chapter 17, the Bible said that God had given Jehoshaphat peace with his neighbors. Not only did he give him peace with his neighbors, he gave him an army that he didn't even need. But yet we see in 18, a change happened.
That's right.
Something occurred. When he made a left turn somewhere and married into Ahab's family. It's not that he didn't know who Ahab was, because he had full knowledge of what type of man Ahab was. But yet he married into his family, which was common practice amongst kings at that time for the purposes of protection. But God had already had a hedge of protection around him. He had no reason to compromise. But yet and still, he compromised. We in the household of faith, we have no reason to compromise. But yet and still, we find ourselves compromising.